On the way there, I kid you not, we passed at least 15 police and state police vehicles, mostly in New Hampshire. On the way back, there was one. But now, on to the exciting, surprising news. I told y'all I would tell you about it. So what's up, folks? Welcome to 802 Garage. I'm Aaron, and this is your home for endless project cars. Many, many cars. I am in a good mood, but I am exhausted. And you're gonna wanna stick around for this video. Just hold on, hang out to the end, because I got an exciting surprise for y'all. It's exciting for me anyway. I think it's gonna be exciting for y'all. If you wanna guess what it is, go ahead, leave it down in the comments right now. But I'll get to it in just a second. First, we gotta, of course, give you an update on the rusty red POS 2.5 RS. I could probably rhyme more if I wasn't so tired. It's not quite where I wanted it to be, but that's okay, and I will explain why in just a minute. But I will at least give you an update on what I have gotten done, which is, of course, the drum brakes, which is for the parking brake. And along with that, I had to tie the ABS sensors up and put in the e-brake cable. And I had to put the ABS sensor in, which was a huge pain in the bum because, of course, I painted that inside surface. And those had some rust on it. I had to, like, sand them down. Anyway, I will give you a montage of putting on these rear drum brakes. And there was nothing particularly challenging about this. Like I said, it's fairly straightforward. But I did run into a couple little issues. One of them was I'm used to a brake setup on the older drum brakes for the Imprezas where one side has a left-hand threaded star adjuster wheel and the other side has a right-hand threaded. That way they both go in the same way and you just have to make sure you get them on the right side. But actually for these parking brakes, it's just a single right-hand threaded adjuster, same style for both sides. And the difference is that you actually have to put in the driver's side with the screw facing left so that when the back of it is turned up, it adjusts the screw out and therefore adjusts the shoes out. But on the other side, you have to actually have the screw facing towards the back of the car. So on both sides of the car, you have the threaded portion face left so that when the little lever that actuates it pushes the back of the adjuster up, it adjusts the screw out. However, in the field service manual for these cars, it actually says always face the screw left towards the driver's side. So there's some conflicting information there. And I was really confused for a bit because I had looked at that before working on the car and I was like, maybe I got the wrong parts. Maybe I just don't understand the system. And I'm like, no, it has to be the other way. So I did some research online. Other people were also confused. And I looked at later service manuals and they say always have the screw face left, which makes total sense. So there's just a tip for you guys. If you ever do a parking brake on a Subaru, you face the screw left as long as they are both standard right-hand thread, righty-tighty, and that fixed it up for me. So now the drum brakes on both sides are done, and pretty much all that's left is to adjust them. So as you can see here, I have the nice fancy drilled and slotted rotors, and I still have the pads, and I still have to put in those two little plugs for the back of those things. So all I have to do is throw on the rotors, and then I'll do some adjusting. Here is that little star wheel I was just talking about. You can see this side, the threaded portion is to the left. And then over here on this side, you should be able to see the threaded portion is also on the left. And I don't know, I've rarely felt as incompetent as I did putting on these drum brakes because usually it goes fairly smoothly. And this time, for some reason, I just kept dropping things and flinging parts everywhere and just, I don't know, it was not the smoothest I've ever been putting on drum brakes, I can tell you that much. But overall, I'm just happy it's done. And before I did that, I did torque down the lateral link bolt. And like I said, I did also have to put in the ABS sensor and deal with some of the little bracketry and find some Subaru bolts that would actually work to hold everything together. And it was just all kind of a pain. But now, on to the exciting, surprising news. I told y'all I would tell you about it. So, I got another car. Yeah, that's it. So back to the RS over here. Like I was saying before, I'm gonna have to work on the exhaust next, and I haven't ordered a mid-pipe, but I was thinking I did get this exhaust for the 2002. Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's go talk about the new car a little bit more, right? Y'all, I had you, didn't I? And I know, please, if you think I have too many cars, don't unsubscribe yet. Don't leave yet. Baby, come back, okay? Just hold on. Don't take away the thumbs up yet. Don't unring the bell. You're gonna want to ring the bell for this one, and I'll tell you why. Okay, let's go look at the car real quick, even though it's dark, and oh my God, is it cold. So, I got this car, and it is a 93 Subaru Impreza. I believe it's at least an L, possibly an LS model, but it has the power windows and the power mirrors. and it is all-wheel drive. And since it's a 93, it is an EJ18. But here's the thing, you can't tell right now. It is not rusty. And I know you've heard me say this before. I know, baby, but I promise this time I can change. I can change. No, but for real, it's really, really good. It came from Colorado. I can even prove it to you. Hold on, which I know Colorado is not a perfectly rust-free place, but I think it might have lived partially in the desert. Okay, well, maybe I can't prove it to you. It's probably too dark. But that says Inglewood, Denver. Actually, what is the name of the dealer? Maybe if anybody's been there, it'll be pretty funny. Emick Olds GMC Truck Subaru, Inglewood, Denver. And no wing, just basic four-door sedan body style. And underneath, it is like immaculate. I am so excited about it. It's got these old school, kind of rare 14-inch Subaru wheels too. It's got some Toyo snow tires that are pretty good. Engine runs beautiful. I think it has like 260,000 miles on it, and everything is like good. They've got some brakes on it too. I think it's drilled and slotted front rotors, and it is rear drum because that was standard. I think you could only get, oh, it must not be an LS because I think only the LS in 93 got rear disc brakes, but I can convert that later if I want to, but I'm really not worried about it. It has a new exhaust. There's no exhaust leaks. And check out this color. I don't know how well you can see it, especially on the GoPro, but this is, I believe, amethyst metallic, and it's a super rare color. It was 93, 94 only, and I am in love with it. I can't wait to show you in the light. My hand is freezing. And only other thing I want to show you about that car for right this second, since it is late at night, we left at noon 20 today and got back at 10 p.m. So it was basically 9.5 hours because I went all the way to Standish, Maine to get this thing, which is supposed to be a 3-hour drive in good weather. And we planned to get it today, and it just so happened to be a day where massive winter storm came, the worst one in several weeks. And so it was like 6 to 9 inches of snow pretty much the entire journey along. And we basically went right through the middle of the White Mountains over like the tallest parts. And my poor mother drove with me in that white, it's technically a GF Impreza wagon, 97. All the way there I drove, and then she followed me back in the dark, in the snow. And the snow was way worse on the way there, but on the way back, the wind was insane, and it was blowing all the snow off the trees. There were times going over the mountains that the wind would blow, and literally you could see nothing. Not even a couple feet. It was just white, and you had to basically stop in the middle of the road and just hope a Mack truck wasn't coming, right? I do have 2 quick clips of getting the car that I wanted to show you, but that's really all I got on the journey because we were just trying to get it and leave. So, on the quest to get the 1993 Impreza in amethyst metallic, in the middle of nowhere, Standish, Maine. Woo-hoo, snowblowers. So here I am, 93 Impreza, almost home. A fitting journey through deep snow on roads that clearly have not been plowed. Yep, it's a champion, no issues. Probably about 120 miles through blizzard conditions, blowing wind, snow falling off trees, ice. Has some Toyo snow tires on it, well used. I'm in love with this thing. All right, so just a little more ways home. Hopefully no deer pop out. I would be devastated if anything happened to this guy right now, but I'm pretty psyched, folks. Luckily, not a ton of traffic on the way back, and I'm not proud of this. I am not bragging, but I am very happy. I feel blessed. Drove all the way back with no plate, no, temporary registration or anything like that because it was too late to go to the DMVs in Maine, and I think they only grant transit permits for in-state anyways, and I don't have a tow rig or the money to tow it or anything like that. So I drove it all the way back from Maine. I only passed a few cops and did not get stopped. On the way there, I kid you not, we passed at least 15 police and state police vehicles, mostly in New Hampshire. On the way back, there was one about 12 miles from home. I passed right by him. And luckily, there was no front plate, so they probably just assumed I was out of state. Didn't get stopped. So happy about that. But this car, I think, is going to be really easy to get inspected. It's in good working order. There's just a bunch of minor little things, which I will, of course, go over. And I think for now, it's going to be a great daily. And my very first plan for this car is to undercoat everything with like a Cosmoline coating. I'm going to order it right away, and to coat the insides of the rocker panels and the quarters and everything that I can get to with some oil and some more Cosmoline, just so this thing does not rust. Because right now, I mean, there's not even a little hole in a rocker panel. There's not even a hole in a quarter panel. There's one little spot of rust. I'll show you that later. But you can tell I'm excited because I love GC Imprezas, and you all know how much rusty nonsense I deal with, and I found a good deal on a car that is not rusty. And yeah, so I'm just super excited about it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to tell you how much I paid for it in this video, but if you made it all the way to the end, you know what you deserve to know. I paid 500 bucks for it, and for what it is, you know, I mean, heck, that's a really, really good deal. And the people who sold it were super nice. I'll tell the full story another time, but they were super, super kind. They even put new windshield wipers on the car because the ones that were on it were all torn up and loose and dying. They tried to fix the headlight for me before we left. They even got some Rain-X because one of the windows was down a little bit, so there was just a little bit of moisture and fogging in the car. Like super, super nice sale. Completely the opposite of the way the sale of this RS went, and I'm just super grateful. It was Amy and Scott. Really, really awesome people. I saw this car online, wanted to just say I would buy it right off the bat. She had it listed for 600 bucks, and she said she might have somebody else coming, and I was like, if I offer you 500 right now by PayPal, will you take it? She's like, I don't have PayPal. I was like, oh no. So luckily the other person kind of didn't, you know, show up, flaked out, and she's like, you can come get it. And I was on it, and I'm so happy I did. So that's the story with this car, folks. I'm pretty excited, and the other good thing is that since it's planned to just be a daily and most of the fixes I have to do on it are minor, it shouldn't take away a bunch of time from the other projects, because right now that's not a project. It's just supposed to be my new daily. I want to get it inspected, registered, insured, and drive it around so I don't have to worry about fixing it to actually have something that I can drive reliably. So hopefully that makes you happy. If you didn't already unsubscribe, good news, I'm not going to be spending tons of time on it. And since it is a clean, rust-free shell, theoretically, if I wanted to, I don't know yet. Right now, the answer is definitely no. I could swap everything from this into it and have the lightest US all-wheel drive Impreza with a like 2000, like last year of the GC Impreza WRX turbo engine in it, which would be really, really sweet. But I'm definitely not gonna do that right now. And the other cool thing is that because I still have my other 1993 Impreza, literally everything swaps over, so I have an amazing parts car, except for the all-wheel drive components. But other than that, like, it's a perfect parts car. You know, interior, for example, I need a sun visor, I need some little light bulbs, I might need a corner light, you know, so that's just really great. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. Still going to be working on the red car, although it might be delayed just a little bit for me to try to get that thing registered. But all I really have to do is get the VIN verified by a sheriff and then go to town and do that. So going to put the brakes on this, and then it's just the exhaust, and then this should be able to move out of the garage as well. So I now have 5 GC Imprezas, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Thank you very much for watching 802 Garage. Let me know if you made it all the way to the end, and if you're happy with my purchase from what you see so far. But the fact that it's that amethyst metallic, which I've never seen in person before, and it's not rusty as hell, and it's clean title, like, I'm super, super hyped. So thank you all for watching, and I don't know who was expecting this and who wasn't, but come on, it's me. I'm definitely not planning to buy any more cars for a while. Really, really, I promise. And I don't have any money anyway. I'm like, let's not even talk about it. I'm gonna go for now. Bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for the SR20. Have a wonderful time.